Are you on the hunt for back-to-school bargains? If so, stick around because I have 5 tips that I want to show you to help you make the most of the bargains and save the most on back to school. I also have a bonus tip at the end, so make sure you stick around till the very end. Welcome to Frugal Over 50. I'm Amy, and I'm here to show you tips and tools for frugal living, all personally tested by me. I'm so glad you're here. If this is the very first time that you're here, go ahead and subscribe. Give this video a like if you like this kind of content, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can get notified first of new videos as they come up. Now let's get right to it. Tip number 1, make sure to get the correct school supplies list. This seems like a silly one, but when I go to my local Walmart right before back to school, there are just piles and piles of school lists that the local schools have put in there. And my kids went to an elementary school where it was hard to find their list, and it was easy to just grab a list and go, well, they're all probably the same. But make sure you get the correct one. And if you have to go to your school or to your student's teacher, go ahead and take the extra step to do that. Especially in the younger years, students have very specific lists, and sometimes they're quite lengthy. You want to make sure you get the right supplies for your child's right classes. Second, I want you to shop at home first. This is a tricky one to do if you have little ones at home because they want everything nice and new and shiny. Back to school is so exciting. If you're a little bit older, that tends to be easier. So if you have to do this sort of secretly, go ahead and do that. But take inventory of what you have that's still usable for the next year after having looked at the correct list, and make sure that you know what you need, and so that you don't shop for things that you don't actually need, but that you don't leave out anything that you do need. So get the correct list and then shop at home. Tip number 3 is something that a lot of us have become very familiar with over the last few months. Check the sales online before you leave your house. If you can do as much of your shopping online as possible, which a lot of us have been doing, that saves time, it can save money, save transportation, saves all kinds of things. It may not be possible and you may need to go into the store, but still, check online for where you can go to the store to get the best deals before just going out. Also, before you go out, I want you to stick around here because I like having you around here. I love talking about frugal living. I love hearing what you have to say about frugal living. So take a minute right now if you haven't done so and go ahead and subscribe, give this video a like, click the notification bell, and then jump down to the comments and tell me what's your favorite back to school supply. What do you love to buy during back to school time? Tip number 4, don't fall into the trap of going from store to store to store to try to get the best deals. Consolidate your shopping and go to as few stores as possible. Even if you have checked online and you have seen that if you go to 5 stores, you'll get the best price, my recommendation to you is don't do it. And here's why. The more stores you go into, the more temptation you face. And I'm going to go ahead and extend that back to shopping online. Don't be just looking around at all the possible online places where you could buy school supplies, because the more places you look, again, the more temptations you are going to face. And what you want is to keep your focus on getting what you need from the list that you have based on what you don't have in the house, and not spending any more money than you have to. Now, I know that my position on this is not universally agreed with, and you yourself may not agree with it, but I'd like to encourage you to try it this year. I'd like you to see how much money you can save by just not going to all the different stores, but focusing in on the one place where you get the best deals on the most things that you need. Try it out and let me know later. Tip number 5, give yourself one treat. Give each child one treat. This tip comes to you courtesy of my memory of my children when they were little. We used to work so hard at saving money, and so we would get the plain folders and the plain notebooks and the plain socks and, all plain stuff, because that's what's on sale. But then they would ask for the fancy things, and I would explain to them about the price differences, and they would get all disappointed. And so my tip for you is get one thing that's special, that one little notebook that's got kittens covered in glitter on it. The one pair of socks that's kind of funky. There's that one thing that's just really special that makes the whole experience just a little more sparkly and fun, especially for the little ones, but even for the older ones. It's still lots of fun to go, what's your one little treat that you're gonna get for back to school? Makes it feel more special. And it shouldn't cost a lot. That extra notebook might be $3 instead of 50 cents. Well, that's a big price difference, but if you get one, and that fits in with your budget for the rest of your back to school shopping, it's okay. Get the glittery kittens. Now it's time for my bonus tip. I love giving you this bonus tip. Some of you are not in a situation where you are shopping for back to school for your children. Some of you may have grandchildren or nieces or nephews or other people, but you may contribute a few things, but you're not really the one in charge. Well, my bonus tip for you is check your office supplies inventory from your home and look and see what do you need to stock up on. There's so much in the stores this time of year. And then use the tips that I gave for back to school for yourself. Make your own list. Check online, but not too many places. Go to as few stores as you can to get some good deals. Get yourself a little treat. And your goal is a little bit different. Instead of getting a school supplies list, you are going to stock up on office supplies for as long ahead as you feel is appropriate. Could be as much as a year. We tend to buy, for instance, pencils for a year, Post-it notes for a year. We can't really keep up with computer paper for some reason. That seems to go fast, but we can buy notebook paper, notebooks, and then you have your office supplied for the year. And I'm sure that I'm forgetting some home office supplies that you might want to restock. And you know, sometimes you go to the office supply store and you're like, why is this so expensive? Well, it's expensive because it's like March. But if you go in July, August, even early September, there's more selection, there's more supply, there's more variety of inventory, and the prices are lower. So stock up, whether it's for school or whether it's for home. This is a great time to take your frugal living to the next level and shop now so you don't have to shop later. But again, I'm going to circle right back to don't go too many places. Consolidate, reduce temptation, keep your focus on your list. You got this and you can do it. Take a minute now and tell me down below in the comments, what are you doing for back to school preparation this year? Do you have young people in your life who you are helping to shop? Are you responsible for anybody? Or are you going to take to heart what I suggested to you about using this time of year to restock your home office? Finally, I'm going to leave you with your very first back to school glittery exciting thing. I don't have a notebook with glittery kittens to give you. I'm so sorry. But I do have a wonderful glittery quote from a wonderful inspirational speaker named Les Brown. I'm going to leave his information down below. Go check him out. Really inspirational guy. And he said, shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. I think it's a fantastic quote. Lots of fun to think about as you head off to school, as you head off to whatever is new in your life at this time of year. I wish you the very best. I am so proud of you for being on your journey, and I'm so grateful to you for taking part of your journey here with me. I can't wait to see you again very soon. Bye.